Another trip to the van, lady? Good news, everyone! Finally, we're back with another Flea Market Adventures, episode 33. Arms are missing. Hey guys, so welcome back to another Flea Market Adventures episode, and this has been a long time in the making. We haven't had one of these on the channel in 10 months, and we all know why. So today was the first chance that we got back out to the flea market. We headed out to SNES. It was a very hot Saturday morning, and we actually found a lot of stuff despite there not being a lot of tables. The ones that were there were pretty heavy hitters. You know, not all the prices were great though, obviously, but we still found a lot of stuff and we had a really great time. Little shampoos, $3. Wow. This copy of Mario and Duck Hunt has definitely seen better days. Now I thought about leaving the audio in, but Johnny B. Good was playing in the background from somebody else's booth, and I decided against the copyright strike. I was going to actually grab a couple of these little Star Wars figures because I overheard the guy speaking French saying they were $1 each. But then I also heard him say $3 each if you ask in English. So needless to say, I didn't grab any Star Wars figures from this guy's table. Now this seller was cool. I spoke broken French, he spoke broken English, but he had a lot of different toys. He wasn't trying to make a whole bunch of money off it, and he was willing to bundle. I wound up grabbing a handful of toys for about $20. You know, looking back at this footage though, I wish I had dug in those Micro Machine travel tour buses. I'm sure there's probably figures in it. Who are we kidding? Of course I would have bought this, if only I had the room. Oh, that's cool. This could be my new favorite spot at the indoor flea market. They had a little bit of everything, a lot of cool retro stuff, and they were very fairly priced. I cannot remember the last time that I bought an NES game for $2. I'll definitely be back. Let's go to the car. And that was our day at the flea market for Saturday, but Dallas and I had such a great time, Arkham had fun, that we decided, you know what, let's go back Sunday, because we didn't want to waste the nice weather, and we knew we were going to be in the following weekend anyway. So, next week's episode will be episode 34, another Flea Market Adventures, and boy did we find some cool stuff the following week, so stay tuned for that. Just quickly, we stopped at the dollar store. We went to grab some marshmallows and some skewers for s'mores that night, and they had some Xbox One Starlinks. I was looking for the Switch Starlinks because they did have them for $4, so I'll have to go back and try my luck another time. And now it's time for the obligatory at the end of the video, this week's finds. So again, most of it, actually all of it, is from the SNES flea market from last weekend. So to start off, this was part of a bundle. Originally it had $5 on it, but I think it probably came up to $3. This is the animated series Batmobile. I have one already, but this one has more attachments on the side for in the wheel well. There's like spikes that came out, so I'm going to try and doctor it you know, put two of them together and make it a little bit better. Another one that I picked up, this is the second one that I have. This is the 1996. It's by Galoob. It's kind of like Micro Machines, where it's a playset inside of the Darth Vader head. And again, this was part of that bundle deal. I got everything for $25-$30, so these are all under the asking price. Originally he want 10, let's say it's 7 or 8, along with what I'm guessing is Luke Skywalker's face. Without the visor, it looks really weird, but again, everything on the inside is in working condition, and I think there's actually a few extra figures. It's a lot of characters that I haven't seen before in these playsets. Now you're going to have to help me out with the next two, because I'm guessing they're Micro Machines, because it was from one was from the late 80s and one was from the early 90s. They're both marked with Galoob, and I'm pretty sure Galoob did Micro Machines. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but these were about $2 each. One was a gas station and one was a military base in a mountain range. And most of it was functional. Both pieces had a few weapons or doors missing, but I would say like they were 90% complete. Now the actual toys that came with them, I think one is actually a Micro Machine, the hovercraft, and then the other three are probably off-brand. I couldn't find any markings on them, and the jet even had a ball bearing in the bottom of it. I can't recall if Micro Machines were actually like that. Rampage, G1 Rampage. This was very cool to find. I was happy to have him. I actually wasn't sure because he was half transformed in a Ziploc bag when I was rooting around in a Lego box of all places, so I'm glad I actually stopped to look. Something said dig in there, and I got rewarded with Rampage. Also in that box of Legos, there was a few broken Transformers that I left by the wayside. I don't know why. I should have went back to grab them, especially if they were only $2 each, but this is 2006, 2007. This is Overcast. He was part of the Bayformers, but, you know, he didn't really look like the movie ones. This was based off the video game Overcast. He's got a unique transformation. I like him. I do. Now these aren't from the flea market, but we stopped at Walmart the day before. I grabbed the Studio Series 86 of Hot Rod, so I'm probably gonna take him out. He'll be on the shelf by the time you're watching this video. I just thought he looked really great. I don't know, there's something about the 86 line right now that's really doing it for me. And to go along with Hot Rod, of course, we have Scourge, also from the 86 Studio Series. Dallas actually picked that one up for me. 2 boxed NES games, which, you know, I was just really jazzed about seeing some, you know, pretty nicely priced video games at the flea market. I spent $20 on this kind of hurt copy of Kung Fu, as well as a copy of Commando. Now, both have their box and the NES sleeve, but only Commando comes with the instruction booklet. Again, $20 each, but I hadn't seen boxed NES in such a long time. I grabbed them. And the great priced games kept rolling. For a while, video games were ridiculous at the flea market. You guys know this because I didn't really collect a lot. A lot of my videos were toys. Now we have Eternal Champions with a faded label, but it was only $1. In that very cool retro store where they're selling all the cassettes and NES games, I picked up Arch Rivals for $5. This was an acclaimed game. Very, I won't say underrated, but not a lot of people talk about it. It was a fun game, and from what I can remember. Here's a game that I'm guessing is pinball. This is Rock and Ball. This definitely goes into the collection. This brings my NES number up to 475. I've never seen this game. I've never played it. I'm looking forward to it. Another game that I didn't have in the collection, needed, and picked it up. This and Rock and Ball were $5 each. This is Home Alone 2. Probably play this around Christmas time. Why not? Maybe even do a review. For $2, I got Bo Jackson's Baseball, another title that I needed. I'm happy that I'm finding titles that I needed for my collection and at such reasonable prices. And then to round out the games, this was in a box by the Ladies Cash. These were $3 each. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Game Gear with its plastic protective case. You know, there's one of these for every Game Gear, I guess, that's out there, because I must have about 15 copies of this game now. I always pick them up for cheap because they're $2 or $3, and then I can flip them for 4 or 5 at a show. And then, of course, you gotta find a Pokemon game. Pokemon Blue, my favorite, my original Pokemon game. This was $7, and I was happy to pay that. Now, here's another question for the comments, guys. What the hell is this? It's got a Decepticon logo on it. It says 1986 Hasbro. I don't know what it's for. A playset of some sort? More Transformers for the collection. This is Slag, I believe, from the animated series. I know they changed his name. I'm pretty sure it's Slag, even though Slag is a derogatory term. This was his name. That's what I called him when I was a kid. I think his name might have been changed to Snarl, but I don't... This animated series line for the Dinobots is ridiculously good. They look great in both forms, and they're so satisfying to transform. I'm going to hunt down more of them. I'm pretty sure this is Trailblazer. I'm not entirely sure of his name. I know part of his back cab is missing, and I'm missing a photo of what he looks like transformed. But along with this guy, I grabbed this awesome, incredible Hulk. This was a Marvel crossover from the mid-2000s. The Hulk that changes into a tank. Good God, this picture does not do it justice. This thing is satisfying. Also, Wild Wing, I'm going to add him to the obscure, well, sort of obscure Toy Lines videos that are coming up. I forgot about the Mighty Ducks cartoon and the Toy Line. Wild Wing, a very substantial toy, looks great on the shelf. We got this for free. Dallas bought a little go-kart for our niece, and this woman just threw in this 1986 McDonald's Play School, I guess, faux Happy Meal box. It's like sturdy plastic. The hinges are still good. The chicken nuggets are in the box, but the soda container and fry container are empty. And I think that is it for our first flea market adventures back for 2021. Like I said, next week's video will actually be another flea market adventures, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek, guys. If you watch this far, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Heads up, guys, I found a little Samson. Is it real? Let's find out, but you'll have to watch next week's episode. So down in the comments, guys, you know, thanks for watching, but let me know what you found last week. Did you get out hunting? I'd like to hear about it in the comments. Till next week, guys, take care. Goodbye.